Right, welcome here for Punch Out Boxing. I'm here with Chris Billam-Smith, the WBO cruiserweight champ, who's just seen an impressive performance by one of your rivals. How do you assess Jai OPETAIA'S fourth round stoppage over Jordan Thompson?
Yeah, he did everything he had to tonight. He didn't look like there was any ring rust there. He said he's had back-to-back training camps, and he's obviously stayed switched on, even though he's been through a few injuries and I believe management issues as well. So he looked good in there tonight, and he did exactly what he had to do.
Was it him that was that good, or was it just that Jordan weren't really ready for this?
I think it's a mixture of the two. I think when those two come into play with each other, that Jordan's best win is probably Luke Watkins or Vasyl Dusar, and they're a long way off the likes of the Ring Magazine champions. So he's only had 15 fights. I think he probably should have been pulled out after the end of the third and lived to fight another day, which he still does. But yeah, I mean, he's also huge for the weight. Who knows? He might even move up to heavyweight. Yeah, I think it were Jordan's lack of experience showed.
What impressed me about Jai, he looked really quick on his feet. Looks like a bit of a smaller cruiserweight, maybe compared to someone like himself or Lawrence. Do you think that mobility is an important factor for him?
Yeah, I mean, we saw it with Usyk, right? He was light on his feet, southpaw. Yeah, similarities them two. The way they move their lead hand and sort of jostle for position. And he's really, really effective with his feet, and that's what got the shots in tonight. When you're fighting someone 6'7", and he wasn't really probably using all that 6'7", he wasn't really sitting back on the back foot enough. But Jai was really good at just getting in range on the outside of his jab and just letting his left hand go, and he couldn't miss with the left hand.
Yeah, nailed him repeatedly and had him buzzed, at least buzzed several times. As you said, could have been pulled out. I mean, did you see anything in him that you think you can exploit?
Probably not tonight in terms of Jordan didn't show much. It didn't show us enough, I believe, to show any weaknesses in Jai or get any out tonight. Seen it in the past, Bridis, pushed him right to the end. I'm a bigger cruiserweight than Bridis, but also maybe not Bridis' best performance either. The work rate wasn't there. But look, Jai's a fantastic fighter, and rightly so at the moment. He's number one in the world. But I want to take that spot.
I mean, we'll come to you in a sec. But yeah, do you think by rights he or Brady? I think Brady's has got the rematch, and they should rightly still be considered the number one cruiserweight in the world.
Who's that for OPETAIA? Yeah, look, rightly so. He's got the Ring Magazine belt, and Eddie's right. That's the belt that sort of solidifies you as number one. I think maybe if Lawrence and OPETAIA had been in the ring, it would have been a different fight than that one for sure. Lawrence is an awkward fighter to fight. That's why he'd never looked close to getting beat before I boxed him. But yeah, he's I think like OPETAIA'S number one in the world at the moment, but give him my chance to prove it.
Just quickly on the other cruiserweight fight, Chev Clark, was he impressed the way he dealt with one of your former opponents? Dusar, do you think he's sort of fringe world level now?
I wouldn't say fringe roll level. Dusar's a good level. I think Chev he's only had 7 fights. You wouldn't be putting him in an opportunity like Jordan got tonight. I don't think that would be right if I was managing him. But he boxed well. I think he probably started too quick. Dusar's one of those people who, you land a few shots and you can get greedy with him, and you can go too hard on the work rate because the shots are there, so you take them. So it's important to. But I thought he managed it well. Probably got hit a bit too much, but that'd be a massive learning fight for Chev. And I was worried going in because I know how tough Dusar is, and I also know he can punch a bit, which he showed. We caught Chev a few times towards the end of that fight, but the risk paid off tonight, and that's a great learning fight for your 7th fight.
Absolutely. All right, on to you. The more important things. Do you have any idea when your next fight is and who it's going to be?
I'll be out before the end of the year, and the two names, all I know is it'll be Lawrence or Masterneck. I don't know who yet, unfortunately, but I know I'll be out this year, and it'll be one of those two guys.
Is Masterneck the WBO mandatory?
I'm not sure at the moment. Obviously, in my eyes, it was beat Lawrence, then beat him again in the rematch because he had a rematch clause. So I'm not sure if he is mandatory or Richard was up there as well. But there isn't a mandatory next, and not a mandatory for a while, I don't think, to be called for the WBO. So yeah, I'll be able to fight one of those guys in the meantime.
Have the powers that be not tried to convince Lawrence drop this because there's not that much appetite for it?
I don't know. That's not my job. He's obviously been in a lot of fights that aren't entertaining, um, but he had a rematch clause as well. So I guess in a way they've got on that.
And I presume you're going to make Bournemouth your fortress. It's fair to say that in your hometown, you might be the best supported cruiserweight in the world.
Well, yeah, that's saying something. I never really thought of it like that, but it feels like I am when I'm there. It feels phenomenal. The fans are amazing, and I owe them so much. They're phenomenal, phenomenal people. Got behind me the last 3 fights and let me live out my dream in the last fight of fighting at the stadium. And that comes down to the fans. Phenomenal fans, phenomenal atmospheres every time, and I owe so much to them.
Yeah, I was there that night. I can say when you're in the atmosphere, even watching Lawrence is exciting. So, all right. Well, I guess we'll have to wait to see what happens for your next fight, and then get through that. I guess you'll want the likes of Jai Opetaia. Is your promotional situation flexible enough to make that happen?
We'll see because it will depend on where we are with the next fight. But yeah, at the moment, obviously, I'm contracted with Sky and Boxer.
Fantastic, Chris. Always a pleasure. Good luck for later this year, and yeah, can't wait to see you in some of them big fights.